Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand for the presentation of the colors and the singing of the national anthem. Our national anthem will now be sang by Cadet Major Nicki Culp from South High School. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. I just want to say thank you all for coming. Good morning. I'm Cadet Colonel Jesse Bartlett. I'm a senior at Northeast Magna High School, and I'm the active Corps Commander of the Wichita JROTC and Leadership Programs. It is my pleasure and my honor to welcome you all to the 26th Annual Superintendent's Breakfast. I just wanted to take some time, first of all, to thank our color guard as well as Cadet Culp for a wonderful performance of the national anthem. Can we please give them a warm round of applause? Every December since our founding our establishment in 1996, it has been our objective to find some time to educate you all on what we do here as a program and why we should stay in our schools. I just wanted to first of all give a huge thank you to our food service, as well as we had a couple of NCOs from the Kansas National Guard that came in to help us with the food today, so can we give them a warm thank you? We are going to have our cadet creeds listed, so I will now invite Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Brendan Davis from Northwest High School and Cadet Sergeant First Class Karen Perez from Marshall Middle School.
All right, I'm going to do the JROTC creed. So, I'm a proud Wichita cadet. I always conduct myself to the credit of my family, country, school, and Corps of Cadets. I am loyal and patriotic. I'm the future United States of America. I do not lie, cheat, or steal, and always be accountable for my actions and deeds. I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind, strengthen my body. I will seek the mental leadership and stand prepared to uphold the Constitution and the American way of life. May God grant me strength to always do life this creed. Whoa.
I am a cadet in the Wichita Leadership Program. I will be respectful at all times. I will maintain a high standard of integrity. I will wear my uniform with honor and pride. I will take pride in myself, school, and community. I will strive to earn my peers to achieve success. I will participate in leadership activities. I accept the leadership challenge. Dua.
All right, with that being said, it is my honor and my privilege to introduce to you the director of the JROTC and Leadership Programs, my mentor as well as my boss, Colonel Robert Hester.
All right, Jesse, thank you. First, it is great to see all of you here. I appreciate you coming and appreciate your support of our junior OTC and leadership programs. Today, these superintendent's breakfasts are cadet run entirely. Our core staff are the ones that are primarily responsible for the breakfast and putting this on and doing the organization and all the planning. Normally I stay quiet, but today I wanted to do two things. One, tell you about one of our former cadets, Nathan Lewis. Nathan was a cadet at North High School. We started North in 1995. He was one of our cadets in 95. And I remember Nathan because he was the first cadet in Wichita to receive one of our junior OTC MOAA scholarships. He was the first one. And so I remember Nathan. He went on to college, went through ROTC, graduated, was commissioned, and he got in touch with us a few weeks ago, and he's about to be promoted to colonel, and he wants to do it here back at North High School because this is where it all began for Nathan, and it's pretty significant to attain that rank. He's our first cadet to become a colonel in the Army or in any service, and so I think I wanted to tell you about Nathan, and probably next month we'll be promoting him to colonel at North High School, his alma mater. And the other person I want to tell you about is Barry Vandenberg. In junior ROTC, we answer, of course, to the school district, but also to the Army to make sure that the Army ensures that we are teaching, that the services ensure that we are teaching junior ROTC the way it is supposed to be taught and mentoring our cadets. Barry has been supporting us both directly and indirectly for 20 years. He was supposed to be here today. We wanted to recognize Barry because if we could convince him of something we needed to do, he would do everything to make that possible, and normally did. We owe a lot to Barry Vandenberg. He was not able to. He notified us at the last minute he wasn't able to come. Melissa Moore is here, and she is his deputy. And Melissa, what I would like to do is present this memo to Barry. If you would give it to Barry for us, thanking him for all of his support, not only to Army Junior OTC. Barry is colorblind. He supports the Air Force, the Marines, the leadership program. Every time that he comes to Wichita, he goes and visits all of our service programs. He knows, he has known what's important. So if you would give that to him with our thanks for a job well done, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, good morning again. When thinking about wanting to save for this breakfast, there's so much I could have talked about. There's so many things in JROTC that I could have talked to any of you guys about, and you would have stayed interested. But I think one of the most effective things that we can talk about is how JROTC actually does it. How JROTC takes students like me and makes them into leaders that can therefore affect their society greater. And I think a good example of how we do it is kind of sharing a little bit of my story, because I obviously know my story better than anyone. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm the best leader either. I'm not the best leader out there. I obviously have not made the best decisions at times, and I've second-guessed my decisions at times, and evidently that has made stuff go bad. But I'm not saying I'm a bad leader either. However, JROTC has really changed me from a naive and insecure and rebellious student into a man and a leader who is worthy of the command and rank that I have received here in JROTC. And I want to kind of tell you how that happened. And there's two ways that JROTC makes us leaders. And the first way is they teach us how. They teach us by the book how a leader should be. They teach us the 14 leadership traits and how they apply to us as a leader. They teach us how to deal with stress. They teach us common military courtesies. The list goes on and on and on. They teach us a lot of stuff our first year. And this is evidently spent through our first year, or our, as we call it, our Let 1 year. And then our next 3 years, at least in the JROTC program, they really mold us into the leader that they have taught us to be. And they do this by giving us rank and command. My first command was as a squad leader in 2nd platoon. I was the 2nd squad leader, and I was in charge of around 10 people. But as you gain more experience and you learn lots of lessons, they give you more rank and more command. Evidently, before I appeared before the Corps Command Selection Board as a Let 3, I was a cadet sergeant and I was the platoon sergeant for 1st Platoon Bravo Company. I should just stick to the script. Even though my story doesn't end there, I think you get my point. JROTC first teaches us to be good leaders, and then with that template in mind, they show us through experience how to be that good leader. And I'm not the only good leader that's with us here today. We obviously have lots of cadets here who have not only shown their instructors that they can lead, but they can also follow orders and can get the job done. So, and JROTC definitely has not failed at that objective. We are, as the cadets, we are the living and breathing examples of what JROTC can do if we accept the challenge before us. And I'm going to tell you right now, it has not been easy for any of us. We do not get this handed to us on a silver platter. But if we accept this challenge, we all have accepted the same challenge to lead and to serve others. And I will tell you, it has been very much worth it. And I have never been the same without how JROTC has made me a leader, and I bet any cadet in this room can tell you the same. With that being said, that's all I have to say. I would like to introduce our Deputy Corps Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Nicole Damari.
Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Nicole Damari, and I'm the current Deputy Corps Commander for our school district. I'm very thankful to see you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed this breakfast. I kind of liked it. I want to talk a bit about our JROTC traditions that we are able to bring back and participate this year due to COVID. We have so far done plenty and even more coming up. We had our ACLC camp this summer, and it was a great opportunity for cadets to learn new things, learn, and meet new people. And I can tell you, I got really sunburned during that week. We also had our Veterans Day Parade and the Veterans Day Ceremony, which was a great success in honoring our veterans and thanking them for their service. We had a Raiders competition for our very fast and strong cadets, and also the drill season that is going on for the ones who like to march. It's definitely a good one. I definitely like the drill team. We have plenty of opportunities for our cadets to find things they're interested in. We're slowly getting back into our traditions due to the COVID outbreak occurring. These opportunities and traditions keep our JROTC and leadership programs going with enthusiasm, and we only want to expand these opportunities for our cadets. I'm very honored to be a part of the JROTC and having the opportunities that this program has to offer, and I'm very thankful that we are able to proceed with it in a very safe manner. Thank you. And I'll be followed by Cadet Sergeant Major Alyssa Unruh, the Corps Commander Sergeant Major.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Alyssa Unruh. I am the Corps CSM, and I am a senior at Southeast High School. My plans after high school are to go into the Army National Guard and become a medic and hopefully go active duty. I have been in this program for 7 some odd years. It actually started across the street over there at Curtis Middle School. So it's been a long, crazy, but amazing journey that I wouldn't trade for anything. I have loved every second of it, with meeting all of my peers and my instructors. Every instructor that I've had has shaped me in some sort of way. What I want to talk to you about is what exactly we do that has helped, I know not only me, but many others. We have so much to offer. To most of us, this isn't just an after-school activity that we do or just a class. This is something that has helped us gain more confidence and become the person we are today. Because I know when I started this out in the 6th grade, I was definitely not as confident as I am now. And I nowhere in a million years did I think that I would be not only here talking to you, but accomplishing the things that I have accomplished. And I'm still keep on going. Some things that we do are the drill and ceremony, like Nicole talked to, the Raiders, and newly added is archery, which is very fun. All these things may just seem like, oh, it's just something for them to do after school. But it's an amazing thing, because some of my favorite things are going to drill meets that have been out of town or in a different city, and it's really something that has helped not only myself, I've seen it in not only myself, but peers, many others today. And it's really amazing that all of you could be here today, and thank you all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cadet Private Trinity Slater, and today I'll be talking to you about leadership. So before I begin, I'd like to introduce myself by giving a little bit about me. I live in a household of 8, including myself. I have 2 pets, a dog named Champ and a leopard gecko named Flopsy. I do a martial art called Jiu-Jitsu. It's grappling on the ground. And I was the varsity color guard commander for our school this year. Now, enough about me. Let's get down to some business. Things that we've learned this year, without going into real detail and structural detail, it's all really revolved around 3 main points. Now, teamwork, giving back to our community, and discipline. Now, really teamwork, because everything that we do in leadership evolves around working together and being a team, because whenever you're doing drill or you're marching or you're doing an activity, you all need to work together and collaborate so that you can finish it. And that really teaches kids to work together and to be strong. Now, giving back to our community, and personally, this is a really big thing for me, because your community is where you live. It's where you grow up, it's where you're educated, it's where you eat, you sleep, it's where you do everything that you do in your everyday life. And giving back to it and keeping it strong and healthy for you and all of your peers and everyone who lives there is extremely important. So giving back to the community is it's very important. Discipline is really what leadership cranks down on, because God knows Gen Z really needs discipline. So Gen Z can get kind of crazy sometimes. So leadership is very good for that kind of thing, especially drill. And it not only teaches you, okay, do this and don't do anything else, but it also teaches you, okay, do this and find the best way possible that you can do it while still being comfortable while doing it. So discipline is really what leadership first started out on, and it's extremely important also. Now, before I end this, I'm going to talk a little bit about my future plans, and I know I'm only in 7th grade, but I have some long-term goals. Now, I am planning to continue out my JROTC experience through high school, and I would like to see some enlisting options, because I'd also like to attend college, and I know the Army can really help with that. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to go into high school and go into college and see throughout my experience of life how it's gonna go. So those are really my future goals. And before I end this up, I'd just like to say that one of the main things that leadership has done for me is it's given me a lot of confidence. And one of the main things why is not going into detail, just the uniform in general, because wearing this uniform, it gives you just an undescribable feeling. It's like you're proud. You're walking around, you're like, hey, look at me. I got this. Look at all my ranks, And it's just, look at all this. And it's just amazing. It's undescribable. I wish I could tell you. And that's really how it's helped me a lot throughout my experience. That'll be all I'm talking to you today. Thank you for your time, and I'm honored to have this opportunity to speak in front of all of you all. You are a great audience. And I will be followed by Staff Sergeant Harmony Adams from Jardine Middle School.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Superintendent Dr. Thompson. My name is Cadet Staff Sergeant Harmony Renee Adams from Jardine Middle School. I would like to thank you all for this amazing opportunity today. Today I will be telling you how leadership helped me. I first encountered leadership in 6th grade. I was just starting life the right way and learning how to help my dad, who was blind, raising 3 girls on his own. It was hard in school, especially in 6th and 7th grade. Like walking around, seeing kids in leadership and avid and wanting to do all those things with them, but you really couldn't because you had to take care of your siblings. It was really hard for me because seeing that, you would get a little jealous, and just but I eventually got into all of those things, and they have helped me really well. I plan on applying on the Northwest Early College Academy and studying more about singing because I want to be a singer, and that's a little history about my name. I was named Harmony because when I was 1 year old, I would walk around the house singing. And my dad was like, and then he wondered why he named me Harmony. And he was like, oh, that's why. And so now I still walk around singing because that's what I plan on doing. And if that doesn't work out, being a singing manager, just anything that involves singing. I would like to tell you how leadership helped me outside and inside of school. Leadership taught me to be responsible, have perseverance, trustworthy, and friendship. These things have changed the way I look at life and the way I do things. Leadership helped me learn responsibility. Before I was in leadership, I didn't know how to take responsibility for my actions. I was one of the kids doing the wrong things and thinking it was okay. Now, ever since I had leadership, I know responsibility is important and why it's important. I can show responsibility when I see students doing the wrong thing at school. I model responsibility at home by helping my siblings with their homework, doing house chores, etc. My responsibility has paid off in a lot of ways, but the way I acknowledge the most is from going to a sergeant to a staff sergeant. Leadership taught me to have perseverance. Having perseverance is important, but before leadership, I thought it wasn't. Now that I have leadership, I know that perseverance is important and it's a life principle. I now have perseverance every day. I can show perseverance when I see a student falling behind in class. I show perseverance in track. That's another thing I do. I do track, and at first, when I first did track, I was not really confident in it because, if you have asthma, it's really hard to run, as you know. And let's say when you first start track, you have to get used to people. In avid and leadership, you have to get used to those people around you. They weren't used to me yet, so they would I wouldn't say pick. It was more of oh my gosh, she's not running as fast as us. But I finally thought about, how they would feel if we all lost, or high jumps, all the et cetera things, how they would feel if we all won something. So I eventually just got it together, push myself to be the best for my team, so we can all have something to be proud of. Leadership introduced trustworthy into my life. I believe it's important to have trustworthy in people, but only in people who care. People who care about your future and are there for you through all times, even through the tough times. Now people have trustworthy in me. Before leadership, my dad had a hard time trusting me to watch my siblings, because that's what I was saying before. But now that I've had leadership, he trusts me to watch my siblings without him being there and to do, big kid things, watch my other siblings, and my other family trusts me to watch their siblings, and etc. Leadership helped me acknowledge friendship. Before leadership, I believed that everyone was my friend and would be there for me forever. Now that I realize everyone's not your friend and not everyone has your back, but most importantly, not everyone has the educational mindset when it's needed. I would like to thank all of you for this amazing opportunity. It's really boosted up how I feel about, my mindset. Thank you all. Thank you. I will be followed by Kadence, Davis, and Mead.
Good morning, Dr. Alicia Thompson, Superintendent of Wichita Public Schools, ladies and gentlemen of the board, and distinguished guests. My name is Cadet Sergeant First Class Davis. I'm currently in the 8th grade at Mead Middle School. For the next year of school, I'll be attending Heights High School to further my JROTC/leadership skills. My topic is how leadership taught me about citizenship. Leadership taught me a lot more than that. It's taught me to become a better student, sibling, neighbor, and a better person overall. Today, I'll be talking about 3 main things about citizenship, though. It's taught me integrity, being responsible, and being kind. I'd like to speak about having integrity first today. Having integrity means that you're willing to own up to what you did and accepting the consequences. For instance, when I was younger, me and my little brother got into a fight while our parents were out. He was getting on my nerves, so I hit him and it left a bruise. We decided to tell our parents that the cause of the bruise was because the dog jumped on him. Later that night, I realized my mistake and went to my parents to tell them what happened. Citizens need integrity so that we can trust one another more to come together. Or here's another example. Have you ever been told to get meat out of the freezer and you didn't do it, so you just tell your mom that you forgot? Which me and you both know is a lie. This can tie into having responsibilities. Responsibility, what does it mean? It means being dependable, keeping your promises, and honoring your commitment. As a teenager, my responsibilities can consist of making sure my chores get done, keeping my grades good, and keeping good hygiene. Well, that was before I joined the program. They helped me to realize that I have a lot more responsibilities than just those. I realized that I can help myself and others to be more responsible and be reliable by doing community service. Over the 3 years that I have been in the program, I've done about 48 to 52 hours of community service. An example of when I did community service is in the 6th grade, I did a community service where we went around our school area and picked up all the trash to help the community. It really helped our area, and I felt responsible because I helped them to do this. Being kind, this is my 3rd and final topic. Being kind can include helping a student when they don't understand something. It could be seeing your teacher struggle with something, so you help them as much as you can, if you can. You could do your siblings' chores for them when they're sick so that they don't get in trouble. There's a lot of different ways that being kind can affect your citizenship, which I have learned from past projects in the community service class. You never know what someone could be going through, so it's always nice to be kind and help them out. So what has leadership taught me about citizenship? Well, it's taught me to have integrity, be responsible, and to be kind. Being a citizen is a lot more than just being a part of the community. There are many other things that I have learned about citizenship in the past 3 years, but I chose to speak about these because they stood out the most to me from personal experiences. As I continue moving forward in life, I will always think back to how the leadership program has helped me become a better citizen. I thank everyone in this program because it placed me on the right path of life. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cadet Sergeant Alejandro Lopez. My leadership instructor told me, hey, do you want to come eat breakfast with me? I obviously said yes, well, duh, it's breakfast. Who would pass that up? But I didn't know how to write a whole speech, but I had some time to prepare. I'm in the leadership program, and I go to Pleasant Valley Middle School. I'm on the varsity drill and color guard team, and I'm varsity drill commander. I've worked so hard these past years on trying to get to where I am now. I've done a lot of community service projects and loved all of them. I am here today to talk to you guys about community service and how it has made me a more respectful and disciplined cadet. The first community service project I would like to talk about is folding flags. We folded over 300 flags. It took us about 2 hours, but we were all ready. There were very huge flags and very small flags that could lay on your finger and won't fall. One of the cadets who were floating flags with us had their mom go, and around 20 years ago or so, she was doing the same community service project, but 20 years ago. That just proves that my leadership instructor is getting old, but he is still a very hard worker. My second community service project I would like to talk about is wreaths across America. We would put wreaths on the veterans' headstones. That one was fun too, but it was really cold that day. There was about 30 kids there that day from Pleasant Valley Middle School, and by the way, I was in 6th grade, so I don't have the best memory. But what I would remember from is we would grab wreaths and see who could place the most. I remember we all did about 10, then ran out. But what me and my older sister did was whoever did 4 the fastest would win. I won. Also, my sister was an 8th grade cadet. Towards the end, Major Traeger took a picture, and the next day at school, he showed everyone in our class. It was so embarrassing, but it was fun. The third community service project I would like to talk about is the Veterans Walk. I walked 6th and 7th grade year, and both those years, I walked with my mom and brother. I remember that first year, my brother was 5 and ran most of the time. Me and my friend looked at him while he was passing us a lot. It was crazy. That event was fun. I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my mom taking me to all these leadership community service projects and my instructor for encouraging me to do as much as I can. COVID has really impacted my life and everyone else's as well. I've recently lost a family member to COVID and it's hard, but what is life without problems or losses? I'm sure all of you guys have lost someone loved, and doing these leadership projects has made me move forward and helped clear my head. I'm trying to improve on being a better cadet because you can never be perfect and you can always improve. This is the reason why leadership is so important to me. Thank you for giving me your time and letting me tell you about how leadership has positively impacted my life. Hua.
Good morning, everyone. I am Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Carol Lara, and I attend Wichita East High School. A few weeks ago, Colonel and Sergeant told me, you have to give a speech. And I said, what? Come again?
No, you're fine. Keep talking. I'll fix it.
I said, come again? I have to talk in front of people? Really? Anyways, yeah. And they said that I had to talk about how leadership in middle school has impacted my life today in Air Force, Junior ROTC, and high school. And it really got me thinking about how much of my life I've put into this program. I had always been involved when it came to leadership, and now in JROTC. That hasn't changed much. But if I'm being fully honest, for those of you that know me, I haven't really grown since the 6th grade, so I'm still about the same height. I'm still really skinny, I'm still really small. So, nothing much has changed. But if I could tell you, I've still matured, and there is so much to grow, even if there isn't going to be any much growing from now. But anyways, in middle school, I had Major Shelley Harmon as my instructor, and she helped me get involved with some of the little things, such as drill, color guard, LAT, or even the cadet challenge. I may not be fit, but little girl can run. In high school, I had a retired Colonel George, Colonel Bain, and Sergeant Somers for instructors, and they have also helped me stay involved in drill, Raider, community service, and having a role in the East High JROTC core staff. If I could tell you anything about these instructors, is that they're always going to be there for their cadets, in the good and in the bad. Everything they teach you, you will take it with you for the rest of your life. It's crazy how many things these old people can tell you about because, man, they be telling you some things and you're just like, I should have listened. Oh my. But I've always learned a lot. And if I'm being fully honest, not only have I learned from teachers and instructors, I've also learned from students and fellow cadets, from their mistakes, from their achievements, from their support, from their motivation, and from many other things, good and bad. A lot of us are there for each other, just like instructors, in the good and the bad. We may have some competition between each other, and that never stops us from being supportive, even though sometimes we just be like, I'm better than you, or whatever. But we always know that we love each other, and we're always gonna be there for each other no matter what goes on. I mean, I've met some of my best friends there in JROTC and in leadership, but I know that if I'm ever going through anything, if I'm lacking motivation, if I'm down, if I just need a little push, they're always gonna be there. And these little pushes sometimes really do be hurting, because they be like, girl, get out of bed. You are going to be fine. Just wake up. And it's hard, but you know, we wake up every single morning and try our hardest, even when it's hard. We never give up, and we're always there to push one another when we're down. We're always a big family, and we know that we can trust each other no matter what happens. We can argue with each other, we can have goods, we can have bads, we can really have that moment where we think, I really want to punch you in the face for saying that, but you know what? I love you, so I'm not gonna. And if I'm being honest, I've met a lot of people through this program, even if it's cadets from other schools, if it's recruiters. I even met a Medal of Honor recipient in the 7th grade, and many other people. This program has taught me many things, such as being responsible, being respectful, having a proper attitude, because if I'm being fully honest, we're not perfect. Learning how to control ourselves, doing what is right, even if no one is watching. We've learned about Russia, and I mean, we might not use it, but it's good to know. We've also learned how to use a credit card, how to gain our credit, and some mistakes that we shouldn't make whenever we get older. I want to leave you with this thought, that leadership and JROTC here in Wichita, Kansas is some of the best, and has taught me to be the leader that I am today.
Well, I am following some mighty speakers here today. So I will try to keep up with you all, because you all were amazing. But first of all, before I get started, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge some of the guests that we have here in our presence today. Today we have some county commissioners. If you all would please stand so that we can properly welcome and appreciate you for showing up for our kids today. Kids, the reason why I'm introducing them to you is because what I want you to know is you have another family besides your JROTC family. We have a lot of people that love and appreciate you all and value you. So I'm also going to introduce some more important people that are here for you today. We have our State Board of Education member that is here with us. If he would stand, please, so that you guys can see also this person who works, kind of makes lots of decisions that impact you all every day. We also have with us our local Board of Education members, the people who work directly for you all to make sure that this program stays strong and you all have all these great opportunities. So if our local Board of Education members, would you all please stand up, please? And then we have some wonderful people that you probably see every single day, and that is your administrators from your building. So if any building administrator, if you all would stand, as well as the district level folks, you would stand up so that we can recognize you as well. So as you can see, you have lots of love, and we really love you guys very, very much. Appreciate you. Another thing that I'm going to do that I think has been something that we actually in the district, we have a coin now. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe some of you were here last year, and we had just started out having our coins. I'm trying to open one so that everybody can have the opportunity to see. We created this coin for people who rise up to challenges and who are show good leadership within our school district, right? So we pass these coins out for that particular reason. And so today, on the front of the coin, it just says WPS Proud, and it has the Wichita flag on it. And then on the back, it has Empowered to Dream, Believe, and Achieve Wichita Public Schools USD 259. So today, I would like the opportunity to be able to present 3 coins away today to and you guys have been leading in some kind of turbulent times with COVID. So I am going to give these awards to our leaders of our Cadet Corps staff. So as I call your name, would you all please come so that I can present to you the WPS coin for leadership. I'm calling to call Cadet Corps Commander Jesse Bartlett. Would you please come forward, please? Cadet Corps Deputy Commander Nicole Damari. And then Cadet Corps CSM Alyssa Unruh. So one of the things that I wrote some things down as I listened to you all today. First of all, I just want to again congratulate you on getting up and speaking in front of large groups. It's not easy, I know that. And sticking to the script is something that my people tell me to do all the time, because if you don't stick to the script, sometimes you could just wander all around and people don't know where you're going or what you're saying. So I do appreciate that too. I kind of wrote that down because that's another tip that I will continue to try to keep as I speak today. And I want to say that the words that stood out to me today was teamwork. And these are skills that, as I say these, I want to tell you that as I go out into the community and listen to people who want to employ our students after they graduate from high school or as they go on to college and go on into the workplace, the things that you all are learning in your leadership classes and beyond are things that are going to take you and make you stand out more so in your work, in your school, and college, anywhere you go. And that is being a good teammate. I wrote that down like 2 or 3 times because that has been said on a number of occasions. Giving back to your community is one of the biggest gifts that you can do as a person, as a citizen in the United States. And also having discipline to be able to keep order in your life so that you can live a fulfilled life. Having integrity and doing the right thing when no one else is looking, that is so important. And then being kind to others. Those are the words that stuck out to me today as I think about the leadership that I try to live and use every day. And those words are words that our community members love to hear and want to see from the graduates that graduate from the Wichita Public Schools. And I just wanted to remind you of those things and to encourage you to continue to use those things not only when you graduate from high school, go to college, teach those things to your children and your grandchildren. One day you'll have them. And make sure that we continue to pass on that rich legacy that we have as being members and part of the United States of America. I also wanted to highlight one of the things. I'm going to use this saying in one of your speeches. Somebody said, "Hey, you want to eat breakfast with me?" I think I'm going to use that because you know what? I always want, maybe I can get some of my people to do something for me if I invite them to eat lunch with me. So I have that written down as well. And again, I'm going to close and say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here this morning. I want to thank our guests, and I want to definitely thank our students for being so wonderful. And I want you all to have a good day. And I guess I will see you next year. I will tell you this, I was so excited about this breakfast because, we have not had this opportunity to do this in a while, right? And I kind of missed you guys. And so it was just so good to be able to be in your presence today. And I look forward to this opportunity next year. All right, see you later.
With that being said, that concludes our events for this morning. I would like to thank you all for coming out. It's obviously a tremendous honor and privilege to do this again. Thank you for coming. You are now dismissed.